Good morning. It's Thursday. Welcome. This is the Journey of Mela Lifestyle, morning moments, madness, and meditations. I feel like the moments of the madness is going to come first today because I have so much to tell you guys about. But it's all good, right? So let's have a sip. Well, thank you for all the DMs about this. Yes, I got the message. We have it in teal. We have 2 sets left. So yes, we have this color and we have it in teal. So just go on, if you go on Mela Lifestyle and click Tumblr, it should come up. But anyway, so today, off to a great start. I know you guys are probably wondering why I always start a little later. Well, I wear many hats now. So I wake up, I get your orders, process your orders. I wake up in the morning and I drop off. My first thing to do is to drop off the orders to ship. So I usually go out and do that in my outdoor gear and have my bag. I have all these orders. I'm like, and then I come back and I get dressed and I think about checking in with you and just telling you guys about my day. And usually when I'm out and walking in the city, I'm thinking about, okay, I have to tell them this. I have to tell them this. I look forward to this so much. It's just a way for me to hit the ground running. So if you're wondering what I'm drinking today, I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking coconut water because I still have this headache. You got to take care of yourself when you're grinding, when you're in leadership, when you're building. You're the thermometer, right? I always tell people that I mentor, if it's in their home, you're the thermometer of your home. You're the thermometer of your business. So today I'm drinking coconut water because I need to get back on track. My water intake. And then what happens for me is that when I don't know how it is for you, but when I get sick and my body shuts down, it's hard for me. When my body can't perform, if my mind is going and then my body can't perform that's a hard place for me to be. So I'm always trying to think about self-care and self-wellness. And speaking of performing, you guys love my coconut oil. Thank you. I was so worried about sharing that with you and you guys loved it. That was so awesome. I see you. And in New York right now, there's a lot of buzz about us maybe having to go back to some restrictions. And someone messaged me from our community yesterday. It's I love when you were if you're gonna shelter in place, you gotta get what you need. I got what you need. It was so good, so good, so good. So so taking care of my body, wellness, making sure I'm fit spiritually, mentally, physically, and just really preparing for what's next. And there's a book I want to share with you guys. I always like to share books. It's called The E-Myth. And the E-Myth is really about the role and the journey of an entrepreneur. And to sum it up, it's basically about this woman. She loves to bake cakes, right? That's what she does. That's her passion. And she opens up this bakery. And it shows her journey of, even though she loves to bake cakes, she's doing all these other things, right? She's at the register, she's doing the book, she's cleaning the bakery, she's doing customer service and marketing. And at one point she's like, I'm doing everything except what I opened this business to do, which is baking. And the book is really shows you how when you're starting something, your passion may be one thing and that needs to stay key, but there's all these other hats or all these other things that you're gonna have to do. And because of my experience with my other brands, I'm kind of used to it, but I was like, oh, I forgot what this feels like to kind of box up a box. This is a lot. So definitely check out the book. It's called The E-Myth. I'll put it in the comments with the author so you guys can grab it. It's just a really good book for new entrepreneurs, or even just a constant reminder that things have to switch up and you have to wear a lot of hats. So things are going great with that. The content calendar is out. I have a meeting, I have a meeting today with the SEO person. I'm like, SE what? What is that? But I just have to show up. Know that everyone has their gifts. When you bring people on your team, you just have to have people in the room that are smarter than you, and you have to be humble enough and secure enough in yourself to say, this is what I'm strong in. I'm strong in engaging, I'm strong in communicating, and then you have people on your team that have different skill sets in different areas. So when I was thinking about, I was getting my groceries this morning, trying to stock up, and I was thinking about how, we know, I always want to make evergreen content, but we know what's going on in this season, in the world, and how, we may have to shelter again, or we may have to have some restrictions. And I thought about like, wow, like what's my hiding place, right? And so that's our first meditation today. Is like, what is your hiding place? And what do I mean by your hiding place? I'm meaning that no matter what's going on, where is a place that you go to for either rest, to be restored, and you hide in that place? Or what is your hiding place in the sense of, what is a place that you go to where you have behaviors or protection mechanisms that aren't that great? And when I think the hardest thing, or the most challenging thing for people when we had to shelter in place, or when we had to go into our homes, was that they felt very hidden. They felt very isolated. They felt very like, just that they didn't have the freedom to move in the way that they used to. And I would encourage you, especially here at Mela Lifestyle, because we really are about, this is more than a lifestyle, it's how I live. And here at Mela Lifestyle, we really want to make the home a hiding place in a very authentic and peaceful way, right? Like we want the home to be that place where, not that you go to hide, but it's like a touchstone to be covered, right? It's a touchstone to be healed. It's a touchstone to be restored, and then when your home becomes that place for you, you're able to invite people into that atmosphere, and you can extend that to them. And then when your home becomes that for you, when you go back out into the world, it's almost like it's like an overflow, and it spills over, because it's something that you are. It's just not a lifestyle that you are over here, or it's just not who you are in your home. It's how you reveal yourself, how you will be revealed to the world. So our first meditation today is, what is your hiding place? I really want you to think about that. And there's no shame in this. Like I give you these meditations so you can ponder, so you can think about, and it's not a right or wrong. I always say it's not either or, it's yes and, right? So you can have like, yes, I have a hiding place where I feel really restored and I feel really renewed. And I have this other hiding place that like no one really doesn't know. Those places that you tuck away that, no one really knows about. Or some behaviors that I just do so I can check out, right? So we don't go home so we can check out. We go home so we can be restored, right? And so that is a big part of our meditation this morning. So first meditation is, what is your hiding place? Second meditation is, I reconnected with a friend last night, and we hadn't chatted in a very long time, and we met at a conference in Atlanta, and we became friends, and both our moms actually passed away in different seasons and different time periods, and we were able to really be there for each other. And I said something like, she's a dating coach for millennials. I want to have her on one day on the live, but I was like, millennials, like, what about for people my age? But it was just so great. And I was talking to her, and she said, wait, dating? And she didn't realize like how my life has changed for me as a single woman. And we were just having this flow, and it was like, yeah, we were kikiing and, doing all the things, but like, it was so restoring. And she said something to me that really, that's why you have to have good people in your life that know you, even if it's people that you don't talk to every day, people that really know you, right? And she said to me, this is amazing. Like, you raised your kids, like you're like a baby coming out of the womb. And I don't know, for some reason, like her saying that just acknowledged so many things for me, right? Because here I am doing these things, doing big things, like starting a business and all these things, but there are times when, like when I got sick, it's like, I gotta take care of me, right? Like when I got sick, like I have to know I need coconut water, I know I need to rest, I know I need to, put on my lavender oil. And I think at times when we're single, or even if we're in partnerships, we can feel like, who's gonna take care of me, right? And I want you to really think about making sure that you're not abandoning yourself in moments, right? So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, in this moment, I will not abandon myself. So that means that if I'm having a conversation with someone, like, I will not abandon myself for the sake of making this person feel comfortable. Or if I'm at Thanksgiving dinner, right? Like if I'm at Thanksgiving dinner with my family and the topic goes in a direction that I don't feel comfortable with, I will not abandon myself and become mute so that I can keep the peace at the dinner table. Like I can still be completely me and completely known. And I talk about that because, Yesterday we talked about the content calendar, and today, as we're building the Mela Lifestyle feed, you know, we're really intentional about and I love that we're on this journey, so you get to see the feed as it grows. Like we just didn't put up like 25 pictures, right? We're very intentional about the team and I about what we're presenting and in what order. And today on the feed, we have a quote from Kamala Harris when she's talking about her mother, and you know, like, having this quote is not a political statement wherever you are, because I believe at this point in our country we need to be unified. But the quote is really a reflection of the mothers in our life, the caretakers in our life, the people in our life that have just given us wisdom, the people in our life that have planted those seeds. And it could be the grandmas, the uncles, the mentors, the coaches. Like, those people never abandoned us, and those people like poured into us because they knew who we were and they knew who we were to become, right? And so when I was having this conversation with my girlfriend last night, and she was telling me like how she's a dating coach and she's doing all these things, and when she told me, "You're like a baby coming out of the room," what it reminded me in that moment was how I need to be gentle with myself, right? Sometimes the hardest person, the most critical person is we are with us. Like, we would never talk to our friends, we would never talk to our kids the way we talk to ourselves. And so there's so much in that with, you know, you should lose, if you've lost someone, if you're grieving, if you've lost a parent or a caretaker, if you're single, if you're during this pandemic like alone and you may have screen fatigue, you know, and you know, don't abandon yourself in this moment. You know, like, join us every morning on our morning meditations. Like, pick up a phone, call a friend. Have those people in your life that you know that will speak the gold and like draw the gold out of you, because we don't abandon each other and we don't abandon ourselves. So our 2 meditations this morning are, what is your hiding place? And our second meditation is, I will not abandon myself, right? And you could even say, I will not abandon myself when, right? So like for me, like, I always like to be transparent. I will not abandon myself when there is uncomfortable conversations. I will not abandon myself when I don't know what to do, you know, when I'm processing orders or reconciling the bank with my software. I will not abandon myself when I know I need to stop and have lunch, you know, and like fuel myself, but I also want to like power out to get stuff done. Like, I will not abandon myself in those moments. And when you stand firm in saying that you're not going to abandon yourself, when you say that and you're confident in that with you and who you are, when you go out into the world or in any environment you're in, you're already armored up, right? Like, you're already filled, your cup is already full. So when the things happen, you've already like made that commitment and that covenant with yourself, which is saying like, I will not abandon myself in this moment. And that's what we're doing here at Mela Lifestyle, right? Like, we are coming together to build a community, right? Like, I always tell my team, it's not just a lifestyle, it's a movement. And what we're doing is we're creating a movement of people that are very clear about who they are in their home and in the world, that those two things are not separate, and that even when we have challenges, as a community, we are learning how to live in the tension of what that looks like. So again, 2 meditations today are, what is your hiding place? That can be, remember, it's not either or, it's yes and. So you can have like, you're like, yeah, this hiding place is great. Like, this hiding place is wonderful, right? And then you have that other hiding place where you may have like behaviors or activities that you don't want to talk about on IGT Live. I know what you mean. So that's our first meditation. Second meditation is treat yourself like a baby coming out of the womb, right? Treat yourself as if like you are in this season in this change, like you're building yourself up for a great reveal, right? Like, you're building yourself up to birth something that's going to be spectacular. And it may be what you're birthing creatively, it may be what you're birthing while you're writing, it may be what you're birthing with the business plan when this is all done. But we all have that gestation period, or I feel like being in this moment with this pandemic is also like being in the womb, right? Like there's so much happening there that you don't even see. Like, sometimes there are things happening like in your body, in your mind, in your process that you can't physically touch, but that doesn't mean that it's not happening. So just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. And I think we've really experienced that, right? We're like, why do I have to wear a mask? Like, what am I, but it's like, just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not affecting you and it's not affecting others. So thank you for joining me this morning on Mela Lifestyle. I also want to share something. Okay, this is like a sneak peek. I wanted to share something with you guys. So yesterday, I would not abandon myself when my team asked me to film something on my own. I'm like, what? So yesterday I filmed this super great content that we're gonna release tomorrow around like fall cider cocktails and mocktails. And I have some of the pieces here that I wanted to show you. So we'll feature the recipe and the content around it tomorrow. So look for that tomorrow on Mela Lifestyle on our Instagram. But what I did was, we just did these cute little cocktails. I'm just going to show you this part where we have like cinnamon sticks and we put mulling cider, we put mulling spices in the cider, and you can make that virgin just with the mulling spices and the cider, and you pour it in, and then you also can you can put the mulling spices in red wine, so it could be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. And you can, sometimes it's best to have two, like if you have guests over, you want to be sensitive to people. And then this part was like super cool. So I'm gonna talk to you about like my self-care around this. I'm digressing, but it's you and I. Like where you gotta go? You ain't going nowhere to go. Like you know, when I used to want to leave my grandma, she's like, where are you going? You ain't got nowhere to go. So I just want to show you. I will show the recipe because we want to do like Fun Friday where you guys can have cocktails or just do whatever you do on Friday. So basically what this is was what I'm going to show you tomorrow when we release the recipe is we use caramel and we use honey, right? And so you put so what you do is you take the glass, you can use any type of glass, it does not have to be fancy. You could even use like, this is leftover from my content, you could even use a wine glass in the same way, and you could put the cinnamon stick in the wine glass. And so what you're doing is you're taking the caramel or you're taking the honey, you could put it on the plate, you know, you just want to take it there, and then you're going to dip the, let me show you guys. And it'll be clearer tomorrow, but I just kind of want to give you guys a tease of this. So like you have your plate here. All you're doing, and I'm telling you guys this now, so you guys can go out and prep and get your ingredients. So tomorrow you can have fun. So okay, you take the caramel or the honey, and then you're gonna just dip it right in the plate where it's at. So then it's sticky, and then you have sugar. So you have another plate with sugar, it could be any type of sugar, and then you dip it over that. And so this is the rim of it, and this is what it looks like. So then we'll make the cider. I'll show you guys how to make the cider tomorrow. And so then you just have your cinnamon stick, you have your cinnamon stick, you have your beautiful coat, and then you have your cider that you put in it. Now, some people like to put wine and brandy. Like, I don't drink, so for me, I just do like the cider. I do the cider with the mulling spices. Sometimes the cider is a little bit too sweet for me, so I'll do like the cider with Pellegrino, but you can make it however you want. And so what I'll really show you tomorrow is that, like, if you have a partner, if you have a spouse, if you have friends that are coming over, all you're really doing, I'll show you on the video, is like you're just creating a spread. And the spread doesn't have to look like super fancy. So all I had was like, you have the two glasses, we have them on the table. And then you have like the napkins, right? And you have it on the table. And then like, even if you have like, I'll show you guys. We're getting off topic, but you ain't got nowhere to go. So then you have the ribbon, and then you tie the ribbon around it. And I'm showing you guys all this because you just when you lay out a table or lay out a spread, but let's say you're having friends over, it doesn't need to be formal. You just put all your napkins together, put all your glasses together, put your ribbons together. You know, you even could take the cinnamon sticks and put them in a cute bowl. You could even leave out like the caramel and the honey, so you could dip, lick it with your finger, whatever you want to do. Not my business what you do on Friday night. All I'm saying is, like, I'm going to show you guys how to make this tomorrow, and then you can make it your own, right? And so that's a big part of it too. Like, we definitely want to do the meditations and we want to have fun, but I want to show you guys like how to live, right? Like, you know how people are like, girl, you got to live. Like, I want to show you guys how to live, because this is a season that we're in. Like, we can't change what's going on outside our home, but we can change who we are and how we experience each other in our home. So look for that video and that content tomorrow and that recipe. DM me or put anything in the comments if you just want to know real fast like what you need to run out to the store and get today, so you can be ready and prep for tomorrow. I can totally do that. It's super easy, but the content will go out tomorrow. And again, look at the quote when we talked about who pours into you. Look at the quote that we have on the Mela Lifestyle Instagram today, and let us know like who in your life has been the one, right? Who in your life has been that person, because I do believe like we all stand a little taller in each other's shadow. So thank you for joining me on the Journey to Mela Lifestyle, and ciao for now. Bye guys.